Welcome to RGBA, Colorful Tech News and Reviews. This is episode 46. My name is Alexandre Valliere-Lagacé, and I'm joined by my co-host, Tade Ménard.
Okay, so follow up this week, or homework if you want. We gave ourselves the challenge to read the Why Pro Matters. It's a Medium article by Sebastian DeWitt. Sorry, he's an ex-Apple employee. So, did you read it?
Not really. I suck at homeworks.
At homework?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I read it, but at the beginning of the week, I don't really remember. The gist of it is, he has a bunch of friends, and he talks to a bunch of people that are switching to PC because for 3D and VR and all the designers working on that, they need more horsepower than what the Mac offers. So that's the basic, too long didn't read of his article.
But it also makes sense because when you're a creator, you normally use creative tools, which are usually more intensive in terms of requirements for performance. So it just makes sense that we need a pro machine. And by pro machine, maybe just an iMac Pro might not cut it because some pros have very specific needs. For example, anybody doing like video needs like super fast storage and a lot of it. Because if you do anything in 4K, you can count the hundreds of gigs quite easily when you do a stint of video capture. So you need some extensibility, and plugging just a little Thunderbolt 2 cable in the back of a supposedly pro computer, that's not sufficient. You need like a very super fast storage inside the computer, and you need some kind of a lane to plug external storage that is as fast as the internal storage, so that if you have, let's say, your basic needs are covered by 2 terabytes of SSD, then you can install those in your computer. But if you also need like a 12 terabytes extra, well, you can plug it outside of the tower and it has to be the same speed. Or provide a computer that can accommodate another 12 terabyte of storage inside the computer. So more bays, more slots. I don't know how you want to call those. I don't know what they're going to look like in the future for that new Mac Pro that's going to coming up next year. But you need like some extensibility for sure. Just a very nice cylindrical Mac Pro is very nice when you just get it and you just buy it and you use it. It's perfect. But then when you try to adapt it to your workflow, then you realize that there's a problem for that. And not just the fact that this specific Mac Pro was not updated for more than 1,000 days. It's just that it's not flexible enough to accommodate every type of professional.
Also, the biggest switch, I'm guessing, to switch to PC is like the tools. If people use what's it called, Final Cut is only available to Mac, they can't. So I'm guessing people have to switch to Adobe, and then they're hoping Apple releases a new computer and they can switch back to the Mac and use Adobe. I don't know how that worked. That must be like the biggest learning curve.
Yeah, it all depends. I'm guessing if, let's say, your job is to do, like you say, like Adobe Premiere on Windows, and you do this on that specific computer from 8 to 5, okay? So that's not the computer you use for your side project. It's not the computer you use for whatever else. So you are rarely inside Windows. You're mostly inside your app. So going from a Mac to a Windows machine is not that hard because, especially if you had Adobe Premiere experience on the Mac, then the switch is easy. But where it really hurts is for like independent developers, independent creators who basically have only a single machine where they spend lots of time inside macOS and also in their app. So then the platform becomes very important. So any irritation that you get from Windows or from macOS then can really weigh a lot in the balance. So that's why I lost my train of thought. Basically, got it back. Yeah, so basically that's the problem. So if you go from Mac to Windows, and then there's a new Mac coming up that's super nice, great. But if you're already in Windows and you're already in Premiere, then what would be the minimum requirements for you to switch back? Just to get the exact same thing you currently have makes no sense. Also, if your machine right now is a powerful tower with a window towers and lots of expensibility, maybe you don't want to reinvest like $2,000 on a computer and just $500 on parts to make your Windows faster. So once you cross the threshold to the Windows side of things, it's always harder to come back because you'll need either like a super big investment or you'll need a lot of time to just get reused to the tools. If you want to bring back the same tools you had on Windows, like the Adobe Suite, well, why would you choose? Well, why would you switch? It's already what you're doing right now. So there must be also like a irritation factor, if I can say so, that Windows is always getting on your nerves. Or there must be some very convincing reason to switch back. Like if, let's say, my Apple was doing like a Surface Studio kind of computer with new accessories using the Apple Pencil and some kind of, I don't know, like a ruler or whatever. There's been so many tries in the past of such accessories, so that can like really help your workflow. Or use an iPad as a drawing tablet or something. I don't know. Like there's so many things you can do. So it really boils down to what your preference is in real life. Moving on to the first news that came up yesterday, which was Thursday. The Apple Podcast Twitter account was kind of a resuscitate, if you want. This account was open in June 2009, but right now it's like I don't know, like updated and being rebranded. Yeah. So at the same time, we also got, those little badges, yeah, for the App Store apps. Well, we got a new one for the Apple Podcast, which is listen on Apple Podcast. So you get the same kind of detailed, what do you call that? Like Apple product podcast identity guidelines on how to use this badge, how not to modify it, how to
like marketing rules.
Yeah, marketing rules, exactly. Which you need to follow. I heard one time that if you don't follow these rules, then it's like a one little tick on your checklist if you want to get a feature that you won't get, and that can also make or break. So if you ever try to use those little graphic things, then please follow the rules. It's always better to be on Apple's good side for these things. And they're localized in 25 different languages. So I think you should be okay, no matter what your region is. Then there was a fun ad from Burger King. Not very fun if you have a Google Home. The guy talks on the counter with a burger in his hands, and then he says, "Come closer," and then he just says, "Okay, Google, what's the Whopper burger?" And then if you have this device in your home, then of course Google is going to try to answer the question. Like a couple of years ago, we had something where people were click bombing using Google, so they were linking, let's say to like a Wikipedia page of an ex-president or something, and everybody were like linking the same keywords, and everybody were doing the same search and clicking on the same result, so that it goes from like page 27 all the way to the first position. So whenever you were typing like biggest, then that's the first result. So now they're trying to, I don't know, like crank up the rankings in Google with a Google query.
Or maybe, so this was from Reddit, I'm guessing, or something? Like this online community that was trying to play with the Google search results?
Yeah, Dig, Reddit, yeah, all right. Those forums.
So maybe it can okay Google, can you switch the phrase to the trigger phrase like you can with the Amazon tube cylinder thing?
No, you can't.
I think that's a feature they're going to need to build in soon. Everybody, like, just switch the name to make it more personalized, and also so You don't get it triggered by podcasts or TV, or because it's gonna, when it hits mainstream media, we're gonna hear it everywhere.
Yeah, but the thing is that that's one thing that can fix the problem, but then you kind of lose the
Marketing.
Google marketing. Yeah, so that's not the best. The best thing is there are currently Amazon ads that are actually mentioning Alexa, and they don't trigger it because they're supposed to be like a little signal that is inaudible for humans that actually triggers the Alexa and makes it like in like don't listen mode for like 15 seconds or 30 seconds, so that whenever during that ad, if the if the Echo hears the ad, it won't respond. So they should implement something that's the same thing, but just like doing that is just plain stupid. Like just triggering people's cylinders for fun, for especially for this reason. Like who cares what a Whopper is, you know?
Everybody knows it's a burger. Come on.
Yeah, that's it. So what do you need? Like some detailed Wikipedia entry of what a Whopper is?
It should be like an Easter egg. If you hear the commercial, like your Google Home opens and he listens, and then he gives you like a $5 gift card to use
That would be useful
at Burger King.
Yeah, but what Google can do is now for everybody who's asking this question, if they can recognize the voice, then they redirect to the McDonald's Wikipedia page. That would be a nice trolling.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw too, talking about like fast food chains and the internet. Wendy's on Twitter. Did you see retweets this week? They're like on fire. They keep blasting everybody. Every other like what's it called? Like fast food chain. I'll try to find it or to put it in the show notes, but it's really funny.
Okay.
The person running their Twitter account is cool.
Nice. Another store, Starbucks, has launched something in the iMessage App Store. Yes, it still exists. There are still apps in that little iMessage app. Basically, you can send gift cards by text message to your friends. So you basically click the little app. Of course, you have to install it because it's not enabled by default. So you enable it, and then you'll be able to select one of the many little designs and send $5 or more to your friends. And there was a promotion going on until April 23rd. So I'm not too sure if it's still going or not. The first 45,000 people who would take advantage of this little app, when you send a $5 to a friend, you'll get $5 back. So basically it costs you nothing, and your friend has $5 of Starbucks coffee. So I did just that.
I think I'm going to use it today.
Good. So the app is well done. I think it's like 2 or 3 taps using Apple Pay also. So like basically there's no problem. And now that the Starbucks app has been updated more than a year ago, you can merge cards. So when I got the email, I got I got a promo code. I could exchange to get the card, but now it added second card to my account. So I could just simply transfer the money from card B to card A, and all was done. So you got $5. I got $5. Well, I did not lose $5. So that's it. That's fun for me. Fun for you. Life is great.
Okay, so I found the Wendy's thing. The first one, someone asked how many retweets for a year of free chicken nuggets, and Wendy's responded 18 million, and it got pretty viral if you want, and he's at 2.8 right now. It even went all the way to the Ellen DeGeneres show, and now Wendy's are saying that they're going to donate $100,000 to Dave Thomas Foundation. Anyways, a foundation. If or when this guy named Carter Wilkinson makes the 18 million retweets.
Is there a tweet with 18 million retweets?
I think the most popular tweet was the Ellen tweet, no? With all the stars?
I'm not sure. 10 most popular tweets of all time. It's from April 2017. And the number one is, yeah, you're right, the Ellen DeGeneres
Or
tweet.
then the Barack Obama tweet. 4 more years.
3.3 millions.
Retweets?
Yeah. So we are
He's at
far.
2.8 for Nuggets.
Yeah, even Carter, he's like number 2. So he beat like Barack Obama, which is sad. He only has like 941,000 retweets. So
I'd like to see his, because now
his
he's
phone.
at 52. Yeah, his phone. He's at 52. He's at 52,000 followers. I'd like to see his follower graph because of this huge thing.
Yeah, at least he pinned the tweet on his account. So that's good. All right. So moving on to a small little app. For all of you who haven't tried the Touch Bar, or maybe tried it in the store for a few minutes, there was a little previewing app you could install a while back. It was actually like an Xcode project. You open in Xcode, you compile, you install to your device, blah, blah, blah. Fine, but that requires Xcode and some basic knowledge of iOS and Mac developer tools. There is now a solution called the Touch Bar Simulator, which is simply an app that you drag and drop to your application folder, and it creates a little floating bar that reacts to the app you're in, and also offers the same feature that you would have like on a MacBook Pro, so with Touch Bar. So it's pretty nice. It's once again the great Sindre Sorhus who did that little thing. He's a very prolific developer. He's participating in a ton of open source projects. He even made Electron powered, which are web-based powered apps of social media and everything. So yeah, he's a pretty great guy, and I tried it. It's pretty nice. I really like I was not thinking that it would react to the app in which you are. So if you in the link in the show notes, if you open it, you'll notice that the very last like screenshot I took is basically from Pixelmator when you try to resize the picture or change the crop the picture. So it really displays you the different possibilities you have for this specific tool. You also have the suggestion when you type, so that's like very intense, and even the emoji bar with the most recently used emojis and everything. So yeah, it's full featured Touch Bar on a Mac, so you can use with your mouse. So you tried it?
No, I didn't try it. Did you?
Yeah, so I tried it. So it's pretty nice. I really like the what he did for this little app. So it's not, of course, it's not the same experience because you're not like physically in front of a touch bar, but it gives you like a good approximation of how this behaves. And also for software developers, it can also be used to preview the touch bar when you don't have a MacBook Pro with touch bar. So that's also a nice feature.
Is it more useless than the actual touch bar?
Oh, sick burn. Yeah. So on a sadder note, there is a YouTube channel that I kept referring to once in a while that I was also subscribed to on YouTube, which is the Every Apple Video, which is a very nice archive of every possible Apple video since wherever. And it's shut down. Basically, it just simply says when you go on the channel page, the channel was closed and is no longer available. So I'm guessing they probably had 3 strikes and they were out. Probably Apple complained about them having like internal or whatever historical video that they didn't want to be on the internet or something.
Copyright infringement and all that.
Yeah, or maybe it's only like simply like they had like maybe like a retreat event that they did, and they had video. Somebody taped the video, and it was only like for internal or higher execs, and it leaked, and they were not happy about that. That could simply be that also. All right, so moving on to Review Corner. I've got some weird device here that I had for a couple of weeks, and pretty fun. Is the Ion Audio Max LP. Like the name implies, it's a vinyl player. So I did not have any vinyl until recently when I got my Hello Internet special episode vinyl. And yeah, so basically this record player has the basic feature that you would expect. Auto stop when the record is done. You can change the speed, so you can have like 40 for the, I don't know how you say that in English, but those that are 45 turns and 33 turns.
I think that's how you say it.
Yeah?
No?
Okay. I don't know. I'm not too sure. Whatever. 33 tours, 45 tours.
Okay, I think that's pretty universal.
Yeah, probably.
No.
It also has like a USB cable. So you can connect it to your computer. It kind of behaves as a microphone. So you can record whatever you're playing on your computer. So that's nice. And there's also 2 little speakers included on the device. So you can basically just put your record on and play it, and there's sound coming up in the room. Those speakers, though, they're not the best. Even for that simple listening of a speech-only track, it really looked like it sounded very bad for what I thought it was. And I was kind of disappointed at first, but then I plugged in my headphones, and that's a total other story. You can really get a much better sound by plugging either your own speakers, or a headset using 1/4 inch jack. So that's much better. The sound quality is very great. You do have that classic click and pop sounds that you are probably missing. And it's a very, very easy to use, easy to plug. They do have a software you can download to quickly record the track, but it only records in M4A compressed audio, which I did not like. So what I did is I just opened Audio Hijack and I created a small profile for that, a small session for that. And it basically just pops up as a microphone. So you can just say, okay, this is my input, this is my output, wave file, uncompressed, whatever. And you can even add those little actions for cleaning, like dehum, declick, if you need to remove some of the clicks and pops. And that's basically it. You just digitize your record like that. And yeah. Any questions about this little vinyl player?
Can you lend it to me so I can listen to the show also?
I can send you the MP3s if you want.
No. I want the real experience.
Sure. Yeah. I'll lend it to you. It's a fun little device. And that's it for me. Not many devices to test nowadays. I have a couple new things I got recently, but I haven't written my reviews yet, or even getting close to writing my reviews.
What's coming up in the pipeline so we get spoilers and all excited?
There's the Sony MDR1000X wireless noise cancelling headphones, which is basically like the Bose QC35 equivalent. The response of Sony to the Bose. There's also, not sure I'm going to really review it on the podcast, but we'll see, a 90mm lens for my Sony camera, which is a macro lens, so I can take very close-up shots of devices, which is pretty nice. There's also the Gunner yellow glasses. Those kind of there's a colleague of mine who keeps joking that I'm going to the shooting range. Because
you actually wear them?
Yeah, at work. Sure, we are 3.
Every day?
Yeah. We are 3 with those glasses, so the nerd crew.
Do you take them off if you walk around the office, or you leave them on?
I leave them on. I forget about them. They're so light.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so that's pretty nice. That's about it for now. Yeah, that's it for show number 46. You can find the show on Twitter at _RGBAfm. You can find all the show notes at RGBA.fm. You can find me on Twitter at Valia, VALLIERES.
Tyler Menard, TYLERMENARD.
All right, have a nice week.
Have a nice week.